just see me in the corner of the screen while I'm gaming. Um, and I found that people, for many reasons, seem to like this. They seem to like when I do this because I always get people watching both at the same time. So that's good stuff. So yeah, we are live right now. Like I said, double live going on. But the main reason I wanted to talk on camera while I'm waiting on, I'm in the waiting, you know, you wait on the game. Oh, by the way, I'm playing Vampire Masquerade Blood Hunt. You don't know the game, it's a free one, it's real fun. I've been loving this game ever since I discovered it a while back. I don't know. It's always been 2 years. Yeah, I've been playing. And I love it. It's my favorite of all the multiple tactical shooter games and stuff where you can play battle royals. I'm doing a battle royal. That's always what I do. So anyway, while I'm waiting to go in, I wanted to discuss real quick. Y'all know that I cover multiple topics. Y'all know that we do multi-niche here, right? So ever since the first season of Star Trek, Starfleet Academy came on, I've been a Star Trek fan for quite a while. And I wanted to, you know, see where they were going to go with this one. Because I had given a chance to some other shows, like some, didn't like some others as much. They have liked something about it, but didn't love it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, but this one's been, I keep saying, this has been the most controversial of all Trek shows that I've ever witnessed fan reaction. See that, you know, most people kind of like it or hate it. There's no in between. They kind of like it or they hate it. And in some cases, some people really like it. And they're very, you know, they really like it. It's a small group. I always said, I'm not somebody who would say, I really liked it. I'm just not mad about it. I thought it was very bold for some of the stuff they were attempting to do in the way that they were attempting to do it. And I felt it was well made, well acted for the most part. And even where it could be extremely controversial. I wasn't hateful about my perspectives of where it didn't match my personal desires for a Star Trek show. Because I knew enough about not only the history of Star Trek, but the fact that if you really know Star Trek, like a lot of these so-called fans who are on the hate bandwagon with it, I don't seem to understand the very first black and white Star Trek. I'm talking about the very first. Okay, it would have been the equivalent of, say, like a pilot at its time. Was not well received, and the show went off air. But what happened was, the fans brought it back. There were enough fans who loved it that they demanded that the network reconsider, and they brought the show back. And when they brought it back, we got the Technicolor classic version that everybody knows, and most people consider to be the very first. But that was, like I said, that was not the first Star Trek. It wasn't even color. It was in black and white. And so anyway, the fact that that got canceled and then brought back, even better. And then we got everything else that happened since, because it all started with that first show. That first, you know, well, it all continued with that first show, should I say. So my point is, okay, yeah, the show got canceled, Starfleet. It's going to have a second season. They're still going to show that. And there's an actress on the show. I wish I knew her name by heart, but, you know, if I'm new to a show, I'm learning names still. So some of the actors I don't know by name, but I do know a description of her character. She was the one half Klingon, half Jim Hadar character, right? And that means live long and prosper, okay? Gotta say that these days, because, you know, some goofies online literally think you do anything with your hands as a black man. Oh, is that a gang sign? No, goofy. No. I had some asshole in my comments one time talking about some, what gang are you in? Like, you little dork ass bitch. I am a 50-year-old grown ass man who has survived without ever being in a hood, but has lived in some hoods and known some hood situations. I ain't no goddamn fucking idiot to even say that shit to me. So, I just know how dumb it can be online. So I gotta get some things out in the air real quick before. But anyway, that's, and I'm playing, like I said, it's a double line. If you want to watch me playing what I'm playing, you can have me on TV, have me on your smartphone, whatever two devices you put it on. You can watch me playing the game right now in real time. Alright? We out here, we bugging. It's called Blood Hunt. It's a vampire-based game. Really cool if you don't know about it. Real fun too. Very fun. But anyway, on this particular Star Trek, this character is played by a black woman actress from the UK who is a comedian in addition to being an actress. And I would say a very good one because it's the first time I'd ever seen her with this show. I wasn't familiar with her. I wasn't familiar with her comedy either. But thanks to the show, of course, I did my research. I looked at everything. She's a tough cookie type of, there's different types of people. She's one of them folks that it ain't gonna be every. No comedian is everybody's cup of tea, right? But she purposefully knows that the demographic she represents, she's gonna be a hard pill for some folks to swallow. In the UK, in America, whatever. Like I said, she's in the UK. She's from the UK, but she, got a fan base here in America too. And has worked in the US extensively. But she did what everybody in the business knows to do when we're on a show, or at least it's not always, it's not mandatory, but it's typically expected. And I'm speaking as somebody who's in the business. I am an actor. I've been in front of the camera. I've been behind the camera as a PA and things. And I've said all this before. If you're new to the channel, then just look me up. You can look me up on IMDb. Again, I'm Joseph R. Wheeler III, right? That ain't no nickname. That's my real name. You feel? But there was basically, I'll read the comments when I finish this session right now. I'll be on here long enough to check that out. So, a little bit of me, I was bothered. Right now, I gotta focus. I don't get my pixels busted. Yeah. Come on. Like I said, y'all need to be watching. Two at the same time. You have this on the TV, I have this on your phone, and you have this other one on the TV. But it's double. She came right up. Oh, that was cool. We missed each other. We both took up there. She was like, how that happen? I know you like, what? Come on, let's get this out of here. You know what it is. You know what it is. Okay, this one we just playing. We both playing TV, but if you watch it right, this is don't worry, I'm real good at picking up right where I left off of what I was talking about Star Trek. I'm gonna come right back to really tangents. That's not a problem. What the hell? I'm about to say they ain't gone after that. Sweet. 12 headshots? What the? Oh my God. It's a good one. Anyway, man, I love this game. Anyway, so the actress I was telling y'all about. So, like I was saying, in the biz, it's common. If you on the show, whether it's another season or not, you do your due diligence, you shot your drive, you say congratulations to her for making the effort. She did all the right things. She did a statement. And of course she's mad. I mean, ain't nobody happy to have a show get canceled. That's your damn income. You know, and you plan around that. You get another opportunity. This is something that was sustaining her for years, probably, if the show had lasted, you know. So of course she wasn't happy about it, but she, you know, she's a big girl, she's a grown ass woman, and she handled it in every way I would expect her to do, not only as a professional, but as a comedian too, and the type of comedian she is, which again, she's a tough cookie. You know, I think back to people like Andrew Dice Clay back in the day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, young folk, look him up. And you'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, trust me. If he first came out, everybody was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? Did he just say that? You know, and this is in the era of a lot of really what y'all would call ratchet nowadays. Everybody, ratchet. Well, before they were using the word ratchet in that way, there were plenty of ratchet comedians. As a matter of fact, that's been a tradition shit going back to 1920s and stuff, but I mean, it was especially thing I would say in the 80s through the 90s. And in some ways, for the worse, wasn't necessarily always my personal funny, but I'm getting off on a tangent again. The lady said in so many words, I'm not quoting her, that you know, she's very proud of the work that they did on the show. She's very happy to be on the show. And she said that she felt that a lot of people just weren't ready for the type of show it was. And a lot of people missed the point and do not understand the true vision of Gene Roddenberry, who is the creator of Star Trek. And I couldn't agree more, because I do think that a lot of people do not understand his vision fully. All respect it. All right, so okay. So what's up? And thank you if you're still here. For the ones who came in with the good energy, talking about what's up and love my speech. I don't know which one, because I'm always coming from my speech when I'm live. Whichever it was, thank you. Thanks for the 3 thumbs up. So again, with this lady, she spoke her heart about missing the point. And while she's talking, this is now mind you, I didn't first see this just clearly from her. I'm watching this through a reaction video with these, oh my gosh, these dweebs. I don't even want to give the name of the channel. If you know who I'm talking about, look them up, fine. But I don't want to give one more watch time, hour, second, minute to this level of blatant, disrespectful garbage that's out here allowed to be on YouTube. And a lot of people might feel that way about each other's content if they don't agree with each other. But in this case, I think any sensible human being could agree to what I'm talking about. But I'll just say the word nerd is in the title of the channel, which, you know, come on. I mean, any of us who love this type of stuff, it could be nerdy, right? So if you can figure out who I'm talking about, fine. Look it up and you can see for yourself who I'm talking about. But they're notorious for doing nothing but rant videos. That's really what they built their. I still look and saw how many people followed them. 275,000. I'm like, man, that's dream numbers for any YouTuber. Wow. I mean, I would say congratulations, but I'm actually disgusted that many people want to hear these, you know, one lard ass and one, what, you think you're tough because you grew a beard type, crazy type. I think they're British. I'm not sure. And before anybody thinks, oh, we got a problem with British, I just said the woman I'm defending is British. So it ain't about it. I got homies who are British. I got friends for real. You know, it ain't about British. My issue is that these assholes are what you call covert racists. They don't understand what the word racist even means. And you can tell by the way they speak. Because they say things, then they say that whenever somebody black stands up, or whenever somebody of any ethnicity stands up for their lack of representation, disrespect of their cultural roots, heritage, assimilation in ways that are enforced, etc. But whenever we stand up and say what is going to and has always been and will remain a problem, these types get offended. These types see it as absolutely ridiculous. And so they were showing the video of the actress expressing her feelings about being on the show and, disappointment from it being canceled and people not understanding Roddenberry's vision. And they were mad as hell when she said that because they really think that nothing at all about the show represented his vision. And one of them even said, yeah, they're all stuck on. There was a phrase honestly, I wasn't even aware that this was a thing that Roddenberry created while he was alive, but he had a phrase for what do they call it? I don't want to say the wrong phrase. I got it in my last video. My last video about this very topic. When I say last, I'm talking about last one about Starfleet Academy. You can see it right here. It's my whole review. It's more of what I'm talking about right now in a different way with more, even some of my own frustrations with the show, while at the same time saying I have no problem with the show to the point where I hated anybody or hate what their, different perspectives and orientations, which is really the biggest issue with a lot of these dudes. Because, I feel like anybody that angry about folks' orientation, I'm like, man, look, what's going on with you? Because you're probably trying to cloak something by trying to keep yelling that you hate. That's not the word to use. It's not the perspective to have. You ain't got to say the word. It's in your energy. If you are hateful, it's going to come across as just what it is. And these people, some of these folks out here, some of these people on YouTube, it amazes me that they even have the audacity to have. YouTube got to really get themselves together, man. They talk about they really want to safeguard the internet and control this type of stuff, yet they allow these channels to exist. Now, what's that really say? Somebody in some department is not so concerned as they say they are, and not really defining these so-called community rules appropriately. You're not true. When you give the list of, you can't have hate speeches and you can't say certain words and you can't do that. I agree, but you ain't living up to that, because when I tell you this particular video and how these dudes were talking, they called this woman a bee. They called her a racist bee. They called her everything but some stuff that they know they couldn't have said. Like straight up. And I'm sitting there saying, wow, these fools getting real cozy in their little personal studios with their little fancy microphones. They're getting real cozy. Real damn cozy. And it's disgusting. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's all too common. It's okay. It's all whole genre channels like this. Because once this show came out, it's almost like a lot of these channels had already been around. They dedicated a whole. They don't have nothing else to talk about. If you look at their episode list, that's it. They're just waiting on these shows that they hate so they can spew their hatred. It's like, that's one of my biggest laughable parts about it all since the beginning. I'm like, if you really don't like something, like I did, you notice I didn't say the name of the channel because I don't like that channel. I don't like that channel. It's pushing hatred. Why would I want? If you just happen to know what I'm talking about, I want to figure it out. Spend the time. The algorithm sent it my way because I cover the topic, so I know why I saw it. I'm covering Star Trek, Starfleet. It's one of the things I talk about. So, yeah, we're gonna have something that comes up in my algorithm. Like, yo, check this out. You might want to watch it. Right. And clickbait is clickbait. I saw a image offensive for this actress who I told you I have respect for. So I was instantly like, nice, that type of clickbait. It's like, oh, really? What you talking about? Yeah, well, that would be my issue. Now I'm giving myself anger issues this late at night, looking at this shit like, motherfucker, you see what this fool just said? Okay, all right, you know. But it's like, then you have to catch yourself, be like, you know what, man, this is all they got. If that show and no other show comes out, their channel might die. What else they talking about? Like TV. Channels like that, what else are they gonna talk about? That's it. They're nothing without something to hate on. That's literally what they are on here for. That's pathetic. Hold on, I'm up here. I'm talking to the screen. Wonderful. Don't run now. You did all right. Let's get it. Let's get it. You ain't getting away. That's how that works. Yeah, you got the double live going, y'all. You can just me here. Talking to y'all over here. Get it in the blue screen. You know, one on your phone, one on your TV, one on your tablet, whatever you got going. You're watching playing Empire the Masquerade Blood. But anyway, back to my topic. So, you know, these folks, man, there's some real straight up, very, very unstable. Because the sad part is they got numbers. So that's just speaking to a whole lot of, I mean, it makes sense, you know. It's a cycle craziness. It's like this regime going on in this country. And, you know, just to even say that, every time I go, everybody say these types of things, notice, I didn't bite his damn tongue. I ain't talking around it. I'm saying it right here. No, I not respect or appreciate any racist, trashy, crazy shit going on right now. Coming out of the so-called head office of this country. It's blasphemy. You know, they prove it to be anti-black, anti-women, anti-democracy, anti-anybody who is conscious, focused, politically progressive. That's a goddamn fact. So, here we are. But, in the midst of, I heard today that this fool's approval ratings are down to 30-something%. So even folks who did vote for you, you get the this level of crazy. They like, man, nah, hell no. We didn't vote them in. They didn't vote you in for that. You see. So even they got enough sense to understand money don't flow if you pushing that level of crazy and hatred. You see. That's why I'm saying all these guys are those types of folks are doing just that. I'm finding that YouTube is allowing it, unfortunately. I'm not saying everybody, because it's a huge company. So it's obviously confident that maybe people in charge who can make a difference, or another partner can come and do with that. There you go. Do it the wrong way. That's how I got out of there. Like I said, just joining, and it's a double live. Talking and playing. There you go. Oh. Come back. Oh, yeah, but, oh, man. But yeah, y'all, anyway, that's what I was saying about the Star Trek thing. So, like I said, you got a whole channel literally built off of being hateful of a cast and a show that was canceled. It's like, I keep saying, what you gonna talk about now? I'll tell you what they're gonna do. And I said this in my video about it. about it, they tell me. I said, if you really standing on business, don't mess around and come second season and have not one episode about it. Since all you wanted was to know the show is technically canceled. Yes, they're gonna air a second season. If you don't support it, don't watch it. That's real. Not if you don't support something, do not. It's a true boycott. That's a true. Don't watch. But they don't understand that. Oh, they understand that because the truth is, they know they got nothing else without it. They got nothing without it. And that's what you start to realize when you start analyzing this fully. People who have the sickness of prejudice and racism, you understand they have nothing else to live on. Like after they eat, that's it. They hate all day. They don't have any other reason to exist. If everybody else to completely ignore it and shut them down, if entities like YouTube said, you know what, you can't be here. Literally, like if YouTube just said, the minute we hear you say certain words, your channel gets blocked. Since everything's algorithmic and AI, okay, well, there's multiple sides to AI. There's beneficial and there's very detrimental. If you were to be able to analyze what everybody is saying, and as soon as they put a certain combination of words together, you say that has been categorized as a racist slur mixed with another part of a sentence that makes it clear you have hatred towards, because you said the word, I hate this, and it's fucking piece of shit, and you directed it at another human being when you said it. See, they're not that serious. But yet some people's channels get flagged, but never the right ones. At least I haven't heard enough about the right ones getting flagged. And I report everything I see. Because I want to see some damn results. I'm sick and tired of something I done invested too much of my life and time into, even right now as I'm still talking on here. Okay, like getting monetized here is more than just getting monetized for me. It's to try to prove to myself that the YouTube that made me fall in love with it during, especially, because I liked it before then, but I really fell in love with YouTube during the pandemic because it was the thing I watched the most, and it's the thing I've watched the most since. I still watch more YouTube than anything else, and I'm not alone. There's a lot of us like that. And I do also know that the majority of the demographic that watches YouTube is men. And that's both good and bad because a lot of these men, like this show, are some hate mongers. And then you got some progressive, good-hearted dudes out here. And you got some beautiful, intelligent, strong women. Okay? And then you got some nutty women too. You got a mix of everybody, right? But I'm realizing that as much as they allow some of this stuff that should be getting banned, once you let hate in and make it feel comfortable, it thinks it's its party. And that's what's dangerous about what I see going on here. If they don't nip that in the bud, this will get labeled as that place where that happens. That's why I did that post, and I didn't think it would get them kind of numbers, but I'm glad people are looking at it. And I hope some of those people looking at it are the people who are the problem, because I know that's how that goes. As soon as you use the hashtag troll or whatever, the trolls come out like, what you saying about me? I'm talking about your dumb ass. I'm saying you're a problem. And you should not be allowed to exist here whatsoever at all. You should be completely taken off of this platform because it is not safe for people to say some of these things and promote some of these things. We got a right to share our opinions. We got a right to, I don't have no problem with profanity in reasonable way of usage. It's how you say things. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. And YouTube itself says that or it obviously has laws that understand that within itself. YouTube makes it like, okay, you can cuss. I mean, hell, we got cussing ass songs. We got cussing, we got every kind of music that has cussing in it. We got every kind of movie that they play movies with you can watch for free with commercials, right? That we know are hardcore movies with cussing, violence, sex, everything going on. All of that's in YouTube. There's even, we know this, right? But we also know that there are community rules when you're a YouTuber. There's a limitation on how far you can go. And I've seen stuff that I know these people are going way past the rules. So how the hell is it that can go for them, but not for others? It's not acceptable. And like I say, if they keep allowing it, it's going to create a stigma about this app where, all it takes is enough of. It's like the stigma of what we all think of. As soon as you say OnlyFans, the only thing people think about is the pornographic stuff that's on it. No one thinks that, that when it started, that was not the purpose of the app. It was, yeah, that happened, but it took over because it got seated as, that's what this is known for. You know, that's what happened. And so as soon as you say it, folks start grinning like, oh, we know what you like to look at. Hey, if you're grown and whatever you like to watch. But but it shouldn't be that app automatically gets that stigma when you can use it for other reasons. But as a social media influencer, investor, a million other words I could use by how I approach all of this. I know, hey, if I ever did a page there, well, hell, what would that be for, right? You got to make it would be extremely hard to get an audience outside of that expectation. And as soon as you tell somebody that's all they expect. I'm saying the hate mongering on this app has got to stop. It's going to ruin YouTube. I'm going to do some type of performance video about that at some point because it's enough is enough. I might just do a little short just to start it off, but seriously, it's got to end. This is getting out of control. Look at some of the stuff that I'm hearing and seeing people say and get away with saying. And their channels have 200 and something followers. That's not healthy. Anyway, I'm going to end the one live where I'm talking on screen. And if you want to see me gaming, please join me. Still out here. Let's go.
Good morning. at you. good evening to you. Salutations. I wish you a good evening.